keep it simple. I try not to look, what's the coin of the week? What's Lambos to the moon baby next month? I want to know what is going to be here in 5 years, what is going to be bigger in 5 years, and what is not going to zero. So I'm a little boring. I try to keep it simple. So, I'll tell you my 3 favorites. It's very boring. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Stellar. Not everyone's heard of Stellar, but those 3. Thank you. Okay, so first, Ethereum. Should I write some things down here? Let me just say about Ethereum. I looked at. I'm rounding numbers a little bit. Shortly after they began, they were doing 5,000 transactions a day on average. A year later, about 50,000 transactions a day. The end of 2017, 500,000 transactions a day. That is a 10x growth rate in transactions per day for the last 3 years. It's still going. I think at the end of this year, it'll be 5 million transactions a day. People will say it's impossible, they can't, and scaling. Side chains have launched, Plasma. I don't know if I have enough time to get into details. By the way, my YouTube channel, and Ty's course, I have a lot of specific detailed videos, maybe, and doing more. And my YouTube channel, you can always find me, DaveLevine.com. Get into the details of Ethereum scaling, being able to handle this growth in transactions. I believe it can happen. The other thing, so there's a lot of Ethereum competitors out there. Some of them may be great. Most of them haven't launched yet. I'm not saying they can't grow and be great, but waiting to see if they launch, waiting to see if their growth rate can pass Ethereum, who continues to grow fast. And also remember, it's open source. So if they've come up with a feature that Vitalik and everybody has missed, and everybody's jumping onto this new platform, can Ethereum just adopt that feature? Can they copy it? There's a term of being an Ethereum maximalist, which I do believe if one of these other platforms has something, they can probably copy it. But you keep your eyes open. And EOS's platform looks different. There are going to be 21 data centers, decentralized, instead of the whole network run on laptops. That's very different. They probably can't copy that. But, EOS will be launched and decentralized maybe in a year. Then you'll be able to see. So right now, there's enough risk. Everybody's looking for more risk and more crazy. If you're in cryptocurrency, you're already risky and crazy. Just, Ethereum, you can, bitinfocharts.com as a place where they have a number of sites where you can see the transactions. I go there all the time to look at Ethereum's transactions per day. If it starts flattening out over 6 months or a year, then you reconsider. But right now, you can hold. This thing could be a 30-year hold. And speaking of holding and making money, I feel that most of the best investors have made money by holding 5 or more years. And Warren Buffett, and I should say, buy and holding winners. That's the hard part, picking the winner. But buy and holding a winner for more than 5 years, 10 years, Warren Buffett's held winners for 30 years. That's why he's, one of the richest in the world. So maybe Ethereum's a 30-year play. Bitcoin Bitcoin you can compare to gold. Now, first of all, market cap. People familiar with the term market cap and market cap with cryptocurrency? Should I explain that or?
Yes.
Okay, so just simply you have X number of coins at a certain price. You multiply the number of coins times the price. That gives you the market cap. So if there are 1,000 coins at $100, the market cap is 100,000. If you have 1,000 coins, if you have 1 billion coins at $100, the market cap is 100 billion. So although the two coins are priced at $100, the one with a market cap of 100 billion is a more expensive coin, right? They got to have a lot more going on to maintain that value with 100 billion coins out there. So you really want to compare market cap. So with Bitcoin, the market cap of gold is 7.5 trillion. So when you talk about a store of value, something that can't be diluted by a third party, When you compare and comparing it to gold, Bitcoin seems to be able to hold its value. It's been almost 10 years. You can trust it. When I talk to people I know who are investors, who are starting to be interested in cryptocurrency, all they care about is fixed supply. They're like, well, Ethereum, I talk about Ethereum, it's a platform, and they're building. Well, what about the supply? They're like, and Stellar has a fixed supply, but there's 100 billion, and they don't want to hear about it. Bitcoin, there's only 21 million, and probably 4 million have been lost in people's, throwing them away. So Wall Street seems to be lining up. And I was really concerned that it's only a store of value. Maybe that becomes a commodity and you can't use it for payment. It's too slow. But sidechains, now that I understand sidechains, I started explaining this on my YouTube and maybe in Ty's course do a video. It gets a little wonky, but I now see how Bitcoin, by using this Lightning Network, could become a payment. So, what else did I want to say about... and another point about Bitcoin. What is the one currency that all currencies in the world are priced against? Bitcoin. You know what? Actually, there could be some small fiats that aren't, but anyways, it's becoming the pricing. If it becomes the coin that everything's priced against, that is also great value. How long have I gone? I don't know my timing here. It's been an hour. It feels like an hour, huh? Okay. Tron. Oh my God. Coin of the week. First of all, a few weeks ago.
7 minutes.
If CNBC has Bitcoin week, do not buy Bitcoin. Okay? That's when it hit 19,000 for a minute. So Tron, I like to compare market caps. So the market cap of Stellar is about 8 billion. The market cap of Tron is about 8 billion. Stellar has been up and running for 3 years. They're now working with IBM. There was just an article in Time.com, Time Magazine, where they quoted IBM saying this year they'll be doing $1 billion in transactions per month using the XLM token. This year, IBM is building this now platform running. Tron, they started writing code a few weeks ago. That's it. I mean, a big thing that to watch in cryptocurrency, because as someone who ran an e-commerce business for 20 years, I've learned there's a very big difference between a great idea and a great idea that has launched and you still think it's a great idea. Huge divide. So I see this on crypto websites. This is it's the fastest network. It's got the most this, the most that. It's the greatest. It hasn't launched yet. They're talking about it in present tense. And the Tron story, they're not even claiming to launch soon. It's like it's a 10-year plan. So, anyways, needless to say, at least comparing market cap, I like Stellar. So Stellar. Another thing I like to look at are the founders. With any investing, I like, when there are winners, whether Steve Jobs makes a movie, a phone, a computer, it's great. If he told me he's going to make a sandwich, I would say, yes, it's going to be delicious. Just made that up. And Elon Musk, building tunnels, going to Mars, So these are people who I think, you give them money. Oh, I have a clock. You know that it's a good investment. So there's a guy, Jed McCaleb. He created a file sharing system called eDonkey. Became one of the biggest file sharing systems in the world. Then he created the first exchange for Bitcoin, Mt. Gox. He sold it a year before it collapsed. Then he created Ripple, which is now one of the biggest currencies in the crypto platforms. He took it, it's open source, copied it, and made changes to build Stellar. So now there's a few differences between Stellar. So looking at it, built by the same guy, similar platform. Ripple's market cap is, I think, 6 or 7 times higher than Stellar's. So if you like Ripple, you better like it 7 times more than Stellar. When I look at the two, I'm like, okay, so Stellar is an open system, anyone can join, and it's free. Ripple is, you have to go through Ripple and pay them. So I think open systems will grow faster. So I like that. Stellar has this thing with IBM. What else? So anyways, I compare those things. So when I see those two, if anything, you think they're very similar platform, but one has a market cap 6 times higher. So I like Stellar. My thing is buy and hold those three. I don't have to touch them. My goal of 2018 is to not sell anything so that I will have zero tax bill in 2019. I think 2019 is going to be a big deal. They're going to finally clamp down and say, oh, everybody, you all owe taxes. And you might get 1099s. So that's my goal, to keep it simple. Now, so how do you buy these things? I got 2 things I could talk about here. The first thing is so look at your total savings. Figure out what % you want to risk in crypto assets. There's a great book that says 1% risk in crypto assets is good for your portfolio because it's so uncorrelated with all other assets with this crazy potential for upside. So just 1%, maybe 10. Don't get too crazy. It's a long game. So let's say if you have $100,000, you want to do 6%, that's $6,000. Do not take the $6,000 and buy the coin of the week. My YouTube channel, I always know the coin of the week because I get a million people asking about the same coin all of a sudden at the same time, and it's really expensive. But anyways, don't throw it all. Do $1,000 a month for 6 months and be strategic. Think, is it when it's down 10%, it's down 20%? When it's painful and scary to buy, that's when you buy a little. Oh my God, it's going to go down further. So buy even less and buy more. Whenever I buy, I like to think, boy, I hope it keeps going down because I'm going to buy more. And when you're ready, you're feeling FOMO, do not buy. Wait, and you know what? Hopefully you already own some, so you can enjoy the ride up. Don't ruin it, by putting your money in. So dollar cost averaging. I've already had a bunch of people come up to me from the crypto course here and tell me, oh my God, you saved me with the dollar cost averaging, buying during Bitcoin week on CNBC. So the other thing is getting into exchanges. They ask you a million questions and they want photos and they want to know, ask you a lot of questions. People are scared about that. Those are the laws. The government is forcing them to do those things. So I give the info. I'm not that scared of that. That's something you're going to have to do. But ultimately, you want to own your own private key. When you leave it on an exchange, they own your key. And if they go down, or government shuts them down, or there's a run on fiat currency and they say they're all closed for 2 months, you're screwed. So you want to hold your own private keys. I just made a long video about storage. That's a whole story that I cannot complete in 55 seconds. But if you own your own key and you don't lose it, do not underestimate how difficult it is to not lose your keys. I only have 3 coins, 3 private keys that I have to not lose. And even that can be tricky. But if you own your own private key, you also if there's a fork, you get the fork. Companies do airdrops, meaning, so I got Ethereum, someone's launching a new EC20 token, they say, you know what, we're going to give some of our token for free to everyone who owns Ethereum. If you own your private key, you get those airdrops as well. So that's the way to go. So you can always find me at davelevine.com. I'm in Ty's crypto course. I'm in the Facebook crypto Facebook group. I participate in there. Social media, the only thing I'm doing is my YouTube, which, guess what, is youtube.com/Dave Levine, DOTCOM. Time up.
Nice. Woo!